Right, away from climate matters, all eyes on COP28 that will happen in Dubai. Let's move on to other stories making headlines on this day. The Ministry of Education has extended the deadline for the application for higher education loans and, of course, scholarships by at least 30 days to October 7th. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu said the extension will give more than 112,000 students more time to apply for their loans. And as at September 6th, 156,000 out of 265,000 students had applied for the scholarships and the help loans for both university and the TVETs, accounting for about 60% of students placed by the Kenya universities and colleges' central placement services. Shadrach Miti reports.
Students joining universities and technical vocational education and training TVET have until October 7th to apply for loans and scholarship from the HELB and universities funds, respectively. The Minister of Education had initially set September 7th as the deadline, but as at Wednesday, September 6th, 2023, only 156,000 out of 265,000, representing 60% of the expected students, had applied.
For university, we are at 76% because they were just slightly over 100,000. Against a target of 130,000 for scholarships and 140 for loans.
The application portal had been running for a whole month since July 31st, but so far 108,000 students have not yet applied. And with such a big number facing the threat of being locked out of the funding for not applying, the government has extended the application period by 1 month. In a statement, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu said the extension seeks to ensure that all eligible students have adequate time to apply while ensuring that none is left out.
We are not going to leave any student out without applying.
Students and parents have been complaining that the system is slow, while others, and especially those in rural areas, have claimed weak infrastructure.
The validation and the process of application initially was very slow because of the many engines and validations through IPRS that had not been placed, or they did not sit well initially because the application process was short, so many students were coming in to apply.
Last month, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu directed universities to admit students unconditionally pending the processing of their loans and scholarships. At Kenyatta University, the institution has been doing just that. Acting Registrar Academics Mutege Mukobwa says 7,500 out of 7,900 students placed to the university by COPs have already been admitted unconditionally as per the government's directive.
With the new funding model, now we don't have to request the student to produce their receipts, because as they were being admitted, they were also applying for funding and for help loans.
The university has another 750 students who transferred to the institution and 2,500 more who joined through direct application.
That's why the number is about 11,500 of students who are here now for the first semester 2023-2024 academic year.
The new funding formula has placed students into 4 categories of vulnerable, who are from households without any income, extremely needy from households with monthly income of less than 23,000 shillings, the needy from households with a monthly income of between 23,000 shillings and 70,000, and the less needy, whose monthly income is between 70,000 and 200,000 shillings.
We are providing for an appeal mechanism, that is number one, so that students who feel that they should have been classified as extremely needy or vulnerable, they can be able to appeal and get a higher amount. Secondly, we are also making an appeal to the National Assembly through our ministry and the National Treasury for us to get more funding during the supplementary budget review.
Shadrach Miti, KTN News.
All right, let's do some politics now. The Orange Democratic Movement, that's ODM party, has finally expelled 5 of its members of parliament accused of associating